started the gallery to give exposure to extraordinary artists off the beaten track that otherwise would have a very difficult time being seen in the mainstream. And I've also been always fascinated with the way different cultures perceive the world in a different way, because normal is really what you're used to. My focus is on the Yunnan province, which is the frontier province in China's southwestern region, as well as a small mountainous country of Georgia. Now, it looks as if those are two very disparate things, but actually there's a lot binding them together. I happened upon the Yunnan province through my Chinese stepfather, who was raised there. He introduced me to the artistic community there and just opened so many doors that an introduction and trust that comes together with being introduced by a local brings. I was absolutely stunned by the depth of knowledge there that the artists have, not only of the Eastern art scene, but also of the Western culture. So Yunnan is where I found Chen Li. His breadth of scope and originality are astounding. He is inspired by the spectacular landscape of Yunnan and the Buddhist philosophy that is prevalent, very prevalent in that region. Gaxiang focuses on the place of tradition in contemporary society. He also very frequently features the figure of a horse. The horse to him has both the cultural significance to China, but also to him it's this mysterious, complex force. After I came back from Yunnan, the concept of forming a gallery, giving exposure to these extraordinary artists was born. And sometime later, I found myself in Tbilisi, which is the capital of Georgia. And I fell in love with this warm, welcoming, wonderful country, and with its just slightly surreal and very whimsical, very warm sense of humor. In this sense, it is somewhat similar to Yunnan, in the sense of this kind of joy of life, a peaceful attitude, the rich culture, and also absolutely stunningly spectacular landscapes. I was very, very fortunate to be introduced to Ivan Lagidze. Lagidze is an absolute legend in Georgia. He says that creating a composition is like measuring eternity with careful steps. He's a master of both figurative and abstract. He paints in this incredible Renaissance technique called imprimatura. And essentially what it does is it requires a lot of skill and a lot of patience, but the end effect is that light hitting the surface of the painting actually permeates all the way through the paint layers, giving the painting an incredible depth and kind of an inner glow. Likewise, Mamuka's abstractions, I can get lost in them for hours, absolutely for hours, working through those colors. I decided to take a slightly different approach, so I don't have a permanent space, but I do pop-up exhibitions, solo ones, for each artist. And I also, on my website, have 3D virtual reality tours of each exhibition. So it allows anybody from anywhere in the world to participate in the exhibition, and they're not limited by a finite space or time. Also, all of these works are available to see between exhibitions. I think that seeing a work in a home is just a much more informal and pleasant way of experiencing the art. And also you can see what it looks like in a home setting. I love living with the works, so I display a lot of them in the house, and I constantly change things around and move paintings from here to there, so my poor long-suffering husband never really knows what he's going to come home to.